Hey, what's up? My name's Madison. I'm going to be sharing with you today how I do my everyday makeup. Now, I don't do this every day. I am a very lazy person, especially when I'm just going to school and home. But when I do my makeup, it's usually a pretty simple look, so I'm going to be showing you how I do that today. So the first thing I like to do is use this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose 3-in-1 Primer Water. I just shake it up a little bit. Just a few sprays around the face. Let that dry for a minute. And after that's dried, I like to go in with the Physicians Formula Rose All Day Oil-Free Serum. You just kind of like to just put it a few places around my face. Rub it in. And then after I have prepped my face, I go in with the actual primer, which is No Pore No Problem Primer by Touch in Soul. I got this in my BoxyCharm last month. I've been really liking it. So what I do is I like to put it around my face. Ooh. Similarly to how I apply the serum. And then I take a brush, this is a Morphe brush. I don't know exactly what it's called, but and just blend it in around your face, specifically focusing on the T-zone, which is where primer is needed the most in my experience. Alright, and now your skin is prepped. While I'm still working on prepping, I will use obviously the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, which pretty much everyone uses these days. Alright, now that the eyes are prepped, we can begin actually working on the makeup. I personally always start with my eyebrows, so I will go in with my brow, which is in Auburn, because I have red hair. Now this is almost empty. I'm gonna have to buy new stuff soon. But when it does dry out, which it tends to do, what I like to use is this Smolder Potion, which is it's mostly alcohol, but there's some other little ingredients in there that makes it nice on your skin. And you just take a couple drops of that and put it into the base of your dip brow. Just kind of stir it around a little bit on your brush before you go in with brows. It makes it a little bit nicer and wetter. Take a little bit. Start out by going under the brow, and then I go up to the top of the brow, and then fill in the tail. Now it doesn't matter if you mess up, because you can clean up the edges with concealer afterwards, if you do. Sometimes, on the rare occasion that I don't mess up, I don't have to do that, but usually I'll do a little bit of concealer touch-ups. Alright, and at the beginning I start out with it kind of not faded, but then after I figure out my brows, then we'll work on making it so it's not a harsh line right here, because you don't want to look like you Sharpied on your eyebrows. That is a #1 no-no. Okay, so what I do to blend them out is I'll just kind of run the spoolie up and down. And it just kind of gets rid of the harsh lines. It just kind of pushes it away. It does push it up, so you will have to clear it out with concealer a little bit. And then it sometimes might push a little too much away. So I like to do this. Now we'll just have to clean it up with the concealer real quick. Pick up a different angled brush for that. Your concealer angled brush. And then Tarte Shape Tape, because that's iconic. I mean, and I go right up under my brow line. Let me grab a concealer brush and just blend this out a little bit. I use the Anastasia Tinted Brow Gel to hold my brows in place. I also use it if I'm not feeling up to drawing on my brows. Oh yeah, that one's gotta go. Let me just tweeze them real quick, I'll be right back. I think I'm gonna do just my standard sunset look, where it's yellow, orange, and red, kind of, those colors. First I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush and just prep my eye with Next I'm gonna go in with this Ulta Beauty crease brush. I really like the Ulta Beauty brushes. They're really nice and really cheap for their quality. I'm gonna go in with this color. I'm gonna go in on the creases. Go in on the other eye. Alright, so we have the orange in the crease and up blended out by the brow bone. Alright, so we have the orange in the crease blended out on both sides. Next I'm going to take the Ulta Beauty Smudger brush and take just a tiny bit of this red right here. And put that directly on the crease. Blend it out a little bit, but keep it so it's orange on the edges. Maybe my mom's not coming up here. I heard her just turn on the stove. And potentially break something. Alright, now I'm gonna go in with a Real Techniques brush. This is similar to the smudger, but it's a little bit longer. Not really sure what this is called, but I use this for the lid. And my favorite thing in this palette is this yellow, because yellow is my favorite color, and I absolutely adore this yellow. And it is just such a nice, creamy formula. This is definitely going to be the color that hits pan first. I can already tell. It's really dipping down in there. I've had this palette for like, probably like a year and a half now though. I haven't hit pan on anything. Just take a little bit of the yellow up near the brow bone. Just give it a little bit of a glow at the end. Alright, now I want to take this flat brush. This is a Morphe brush. And I take just a little bit of that yellow again. Do it under my lash line, towards the center. And the inner corners to the center. And then I take a little bit of this lighter orange and drag it out from the corners in. And then I take it up in the crease just so it kind of forms my eye's shape. Now I do want a little more touch of red in there, so I'm going to take this really small, oh, it's the smudger brush again. I'm going to take this smudger brush again and put in a little bit more of that red shade that I originally used in the crease. And I'm going to put it just a little bit down, just a little bit outside of the center. And just kind of drag it down. And into the crease again, where it gives a little more vibrance to the red. Alright, and then we just have to do a quick inner corner. I'm use this little Morphe brush. And I'm going to use the sparkly gold shade in here. And there we are. There's the eyeshadow. Eyeshadow is now complete. Using the Physicians Formula liner. It also contains lash growing serum, which is really cool. Makes your eyelashes really nice. So I start in the outer corner and just kind of draw a line that goes a little bit up here, and then I do it down farther so it goes more towards my bottom lid. Just make a really light triangle. Alright, now the eyeliner is done. So there is my simple eye look that I use most days if I'm doing my makeup. Sometimes I do it without the eyeliner, but the simple yellow and orange and red is a very me look that I like to do almost every day. Now I actually like to do the eyelashes last because I don't want to get powder in them and change the color of them. So we're going to move on to the face. Today I'm going to just use the regular old CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation. I really like this foundation. It is one of the best drugstore foundations you can buy, but it isn't great if you're like sweating or doing any physical activity. Alright, so like I would do with pretty much everything else, I don't put it directly on the beauty blender. I put it onto my face first and then blend it out. So now that my face is all just a solid color, once again, Shape Tape. So this is usually what it looks like when I'm concealing. I'm gonna blend it in. Now my concealer is slightly lighter than my skin tone, that way it gives it a little bit of a highlight, which is why I did it in the T-zone areas, as well as the under eye and the cheekbone. Alright, now you have a nice, smooth, almost all one shade, slightly lighter around these areas. And then just to set it a little bit, I'm going to take the Pretty Vulgar setting powder. I'm just going to put a little bit in the lid. And just use the little poof that they've provided. If I was going for an all-out face bake and everything, I wouldn't, but this is just an everyday look. And it's not summertime and I don't need to bake my face. But I mostly just put it where I put the concealer. I might put a little bit around here because I get some weird skin patches there. I just want to hold on to the foundation. But mostly focusing on the under eyes and T-zone. And if you do get wrinkles, I would recommend not powdering your forehead. I'm still only 19, so I don't have to worry about wrinkles quite yet. But powdering your forehead enhances the appearance of wrinkles. Just a little tip. Next, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette, which I've obviously used quite a lot. I only really use the contour side of it. I also use a Wet n Wild P50 brush. This was, I believe, a limited edition collection. But it is a really good contouring brush. Just take some of that. Alright, now we got that on. Now I'm just going to use my beauty blender lightly to blend it out. I can pull my whole forehead up and down. Sorry, easily amused? That's me. I am going to add a little highlighter. Now, I really do love this e.l.f. shimmer highlighting powder. It is a very basic skin tone, just a little bit lighter than me, and it just gives you a really light, it just gives you a nice shimmer. And I'm gonna go in with this Luxie 522 tapered highlighter brush. And just do a little bit here. Oh, maybe it didn't quite. Oh, wait, well enough. Alright, there we go. Just take it around a little bit. And a little on the forehead, down through the T-zone, stopping at the nose tip. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but yep, there it is. It is a really nice look. And I'm going to take a smaller highlighting brush, just this little Real Techniques one. I'm going to quickly do a little more in the inner corner. Now, I already did put some shimmer there, and then a little bit on the brow bone. Because, you know, you love to glow. Even though that trend is kind of over, I'm still obsessed with the glowy look. Alright, now I've just really quick got to do my mascara, which is pretty simple. I'll probably do that off camera just to save time, but I am using Better Than Sex because who doesn't? And just to bring out the red in there, I'm going to use this Physicians Formula. I'm not entirely sure what shade it is because the shade name is on the packaging that wraps around it and has to be removed. But it's a healthy lip velvet finish. And for a liquid lipstick that has a nice velvet finish, it's amazing. And it stays on pretty well. And it smells really nice. I really love this lipstick. Now, I don't really line my lips, but what I like to go in with. Now, I start with the Cupid's bow. And I'm a little messy. Let me just take a little piece of toilet paper and dab it. Oh, excuse how bad my nails are right now. I'm in the process of trying to grow out my acrylics because I'm not paying to remove them, and they're mess. And when I said I don't really line my lips, it's because I like to take a little lip brush with just a little bit of the lipstick on it. Use that like a liner, which I usually do after the fact, so I can just adjust what I messed up, because I'm definitely not perfect. Alright, now let me just spray my face with the all-nighter. I got this for Christmas. Look how big this bottle is. It is amazing. Thanks, Mom. And there is the finished look. Alright, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and check back for more videos if you are interested in watching my future tutorials that I will hopefully be doing. Thank you. Goodbye.